Hi. All righty.
Hi.
Hey. Hey, y'all. Happy
Hi.
Thursday. It is
Yeah.
Thursday. How are you guys doing? Amazing.
Good. How are you?
Okay. Amazing.
Trying to get through life. Not even gonna hold you the assignment that you had us do.
She like, let's get to it.
No, I mean, I'm just saying because I looked over it right before I joined and I'm just like, whoo, I gotta make some changes for 2025. Like, honestly, yeah, yeah. So that's where I'm at right now.
I feel you. I feel you.
Mhm.
I feel you. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and whatchamacallit? Um, Lenata, I think she emailed hers. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and jump on in. If you want to start, Tracy, you can.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna start right here because I was looking at it, and okay. So should I just give it like a full and then do a breakdown of everything?
You can just like, if anything, just do like a overview of it. You don't have to go
Okay.
like into like,
Okay,
but
cool.
just kind of like, okay, so this is what it's looking like for me based
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna preface this by saying that even when you like, I guess when you get opportunities, like life still happens.
on.
So I personally dealing with like um a really life-altering situation that I have to take care of temporarily for like 6 months relating to like my family and stuff and
Hmm.
out and stuff. So I get a call for Super Bowl. Okay, cool. Let's do the numbers. Um, it would cost me $10,281.
Based on what, how did you get that number?
Okay, so my fixed costs for the next like my fixed costs right now are about $5,600.04. And that encompasses everything from my rent, my car note, utilities. Basically for me to survive, it's about 3,200. And I wasn't even including my gym membership. I was like, okay, I'm gone for like 3 weeks. So like we don't gotta pay that. We're gonna cancel that and bring it back.
Yeah.
Um, this is not including food. This is not including gas. It's fixed. And then there is the remainder is stuff that I have to personally take care of regarding like funeral arrangements. Like I had my grandmother passed away last week.
Mm.
Yeah, and so it's like there's some stuff I have to take care of and I have to handle and I just have to boss up about it and figure my life out. So yeah, for the next couple months it's about $5,600. I mean $5,604
Hmm.
fixed costs. And then um for LA, right? I have family actually in LA, in the Huntington Beach area. So it's
Hmm.
about an hour out. So luckily, I saved on having to figure out accommodation. But the flight from Toronto to LAX leaving this week, $777 is the cheapest flight I can find. And that would leave at 10:30 a.m., but I would land in L no, that would leave here. It says leaving 10:30 a.m., but I would land like 2
Hmm.
hours.
Yeah.
Just based on the time difference. So
Hmm.
$777 flight. I would most likely have to rent a car. So um I was on Turo trying to figure out and depending on like Enterprise and all of that, the cheapest I could find was either a Toyota Prius or a Toyota Corolla. None of them were hybrids, so we have to factor in gas. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so the Toyota Corolla came to 1,700 USD,
Mm.
but with the conversion rate, that's 2,400 for me. If I had more time, I would consider driving down. That
Mm.
would take me um 25 hours.
Yeah,
But with
no,
respect, but what like the timing just wouldn't make sense. So I
nope.
have to fly
Yeah,
and I'd be spending way more in gas. So food, because I cook, right? And I'm able to, make a little meal for on the low low, right? But still for a couple of weeks with respect to like going to I don't, maybe not Trader Joe's, but like going somewhere and meal prepping, making sure that I have all my
wow.
meals set up, at least 90% of it, I'm looking at a conservatively, especially with the exchange, 650 to $700 plus gas an hour each way,
Mm-hmm.
$800. So that brings my total to fly to LA at $4,677.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm.
if I was not considering like life and the stuff that I have to deal with, ideally I'd still be looking at about
Mm-hmm.
seven or 7,500.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely it put things into perspective with respect to um understanding that if I'm investing in this, I have to be prepared for what it comes with because this is something that completely shocked me like a lot. And I don't have to deal with figuring out like I live alone. I don't have any pets. I have fake plants. I don't even gotta worry about that stuff, right? I could pick up and go, but even still,
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at change,
Mm-hmm.
a nice chunk of change for an opportunity of a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at all of this, like a couple minutes before I joined, I'd probably be coming back in the negative, but I'd still do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would still do it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's where that's where it was very, very emotional for me to do it, but like
Wow.
putting like my dream to numbers, like I would still do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Oh, like, I mean, I feel like this job was like saying Super Bowl, that was like, it was really high. I, and you have to always take into consideration what it is. Obviously, if I was to say, oh, it's a music video, but you gotta work as local, they rehearse it for 2 weeks, you probably wouldn't be as like, okay, I gotta figure out how to get there, So I
no.
gave the highest possible moment to like make it try to figure it out because that moment it will maybe Super Bowl is not everybody's whatever, but it's most dancers like
Yeah.
that's on my bucket list as a dancer to do Super Bowl. But you of course have other. I mean, I could insert XYZ and it would be the same, feelings attached to it. But what I will say is, and I'm gonna go through everybody, but what I will say is, in the beginning, also when you know what the job is, you also have to start asking, how much am I getting paid, right? So like that will obviously be a question that will immediately come up before we even decide what we're doing. Because no, we're not going to go out there for free. I don't care that it's Super Bowl. You're not gonna spend all this money and not make money. So then you gotta go like, okay, so how much am I gonna make? Like, what am I gonna take away? Or I know I'm gonna be in a negative at some point, but like at the end of the day, what is the amount of money that I'm going to be receiving for the work that I am? I am going to be providing a service, regardless if I'm working as a local or not. I'm getting hired to do a job. So what does that look like? So now I'm trying to find out, well, what is the money? Okay, normally we're going to talk about rates and all that, but I would say everybody's probably right now on a weekly rate for Super Bowl, which is 25.60, okay, or 26 with it keeps changing. They it's going up. So if
Is
I
it
know,
USD too? Like
yes, yes. So if I
pull.
know if I know my weekly rate is about, let's just say, $2,600, hopefully, I don't know, you might be on payroll, so it ain't gonna be the full amount. It's gonna be they gonna take taxes out. But if I'm not getting per diem, so okay, I gotta figure that out. But if I know if it's 2,600 and I'm getting 3 weeks of work, and then they may have a separate rate for the actual Super Bowl itself, which is about 950, if that. Hopefully, last year Super Bowl paid. Y'all would be surprised. It was not a lot. They paid. for the actual show itself was like 700 and some dollars for the dancers for Super Bowl. So it's still, you know what I'm saying? It's relative, like it's SAG, but because it's Super Bowl, don't think, oh my God, they're going to pay this astronomical amount of money. No, they're going to keep it at scale, just like all the other SAG jobs. But all of the weeks of rehearsal, it helps. You know what I'm saying? So in your mind, you're like, okay, whether I make a profit in your mind or not, is this going to be worth it? Yes, because I'm going to be able to leverage this job to get more work later. I'm gonna leverage. I worked with such and such and such and such. I'm on Super Bowl, like it's on my resume. It's gonna be on my reel. So now I have something to use so that I can go get more work. Every job is not that. So you have to immediately look at the job and say, is this job worth me trying to figure this shit out? Yes or no? Yes, it is. Okay. And then from there, then you go down and do all of the other stuff. But you can decide early in the game, like, your financial side of it, but also like, does this make sense for me where I am right now, my situation, and is this something that I'm really gonna try to figure out? And if the thing is like how Tracy's like, I would do it. I don't care. I'm figuring it out, then absolutely that's when you like, all right, let's go. But we gonna definitely ask about the money. And not only you'll know what it is, that's not gonna be a secret. They're gonna tell you up front. They have to do scale, they have to do union because it's televised. So it's going to be at scale. 20, it should be 2650, I think. I gotta get the exact number for being on a weekly. Um they don't do daily because you're working so many days. They just put you on a weekly. And if you're doing 3 weeks, solid work, I'm gonna say 24 just with taxes, 2,400, 2,500 for 3 weeks. That's good. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty good. And Super Bowl, it ain't with 15 minutes. So it is not like you're gonna be dancing for an hour. You know what I'm saying? You in and out of that thing. You might be in a couple of songs because they got to do all these million songs in 13 minutes. It's like this fast. So you gotta play it out in your head and don't get overwhelmed. Like, okay, it's only gonna be 13 minutes long, and I'm not gonna dance that long. So makes sense. Yeah, it ain't gonna be so much choreography they can teach me because the show is only 13 minutes. That's it. It's not an hour. So you gonna be in rehearsal, but you ain't really about to be dying because the show is only 13 minutes and you're probably only doing 3 songs and 2 minutes. And I'm gonna figure it out then. Or if it's a whole, I'm doing it. All right, okay, who next? What was your and again, this isn't about doing it and figuring it out. It's about being honest. Can I do this? Would I be able to do it? Yada yada yada, based on your own personal situations. Okay, next. Who just went? I mean, who just okay, go India.
Oh, okay. Was someone else about to go?
I can't tell. Everybody's
All
mic
right.
off.
All right. Um, okay, so I travel a lot for fun and then also just because of like work things, work things with like acting and stuff. So my Delta Sky miles are pretty
It's like
lined up. So
this flight's looking good.
yeah, so I played it off as if I was leaving like this Friday the 17th. So I'm in New Orleans now. So from here to LAX, there's a flight that leaves at 1:59 p.m. It'll get me there at 4:27 p.m. their time. It's either gonna be $672 or 62,500 Sky Miles plus $12. So I'll take that. Yeah, run them. And then if the Super Bowl is, I plan it. I have, after doing all of that with the Sky Miles and all of that stuff, I would only have that I could stay with in LA, but
Yo,
more comfortable with one person where I'm like, yeah, I'll sleep on the couch, whatever. So,
yeah.
that would be fine. Transportation, car rentals. Do you know, like from Friday the 17th to February 8th, the car rental was like, I think like $3,000 or $5,000. It was like
No,
absolutely insane. So
absolutely not.
I'm not renting a car. I'm Ubering. Or I'm gonna ask my friend Amber to take me places. And if she wants gas money, I'll slide her a
Gas
20.
money. I got you.
Um, slide her a 20 or something, whatever. And then food, I would definitely not want to eat out every day. But if I did, I would want it to be healthy. LA is pretty healthy, for the most part, but I would just set aside like 150 to 200 a week and carpool. I got you, girl. Yeah, we would do that for sure. Yes. I would set aside like probably 200, 150 to 200 a week, do a lot of meal prepping, make a bunch of like chicken breast and like cut it up with some rice and just make it work. And I know my friend, like, she's married and stuff, so she cooks and everything. So I'll have some free meals too. So
Okay.
honestly, this trip isn't looking too bad. I don't have like a 9 to 5. I have a very like I kind of create my own schedule. So just I will be able to go just
Yeah, that's good.
it worked out.
Yeah.
But things could be different. I think doing this exercise made me have a lot of gratefulness and gratitude. Like just being able to say, hey, I can just do these delta points that I rarely ever spend. I just kind of like keep them and do them when I need to and stuff like that. Usually I do like an American Express card and get points back. I don't know,
Yeah.
like all that stuff. So it just made me really grateful to think about like just the fact that I have points. I won't have to dish out that money that quick and to
Mm-hmm.
know I would have a place to lay my head. I think like I know that these things are the reality, but like breaking it down and really seeing it on paper
Mm-hmm.
and more grateful. And I was just like thinking about it for like an hour straight, like doing the exercise, talking to my man about it. I was like, baby, guess what this exercise was that we did in class? And I was just going through it. And I was like, yo, like, do you know how fortunate we are? Like how grateful we are? Like how I'm like, I was telling him about like the networking thing you talked about. I'm like, I'm in New York all the time. Why, like, for acting stuff, like, for a show I run? Why aren't I at Broadway Dance Center all the time? Like, I
Yes.
put it, Kiki, the hotel that I always stay at every time I'm in New York, I'm there all the time. You know, it's a 1 minute walk away. And I had no idea. Like, I just, in the other, like, Broadway Dancer is an 8 minute walk. Brick House is 1 minute away, like, just walking. So I'm just like mind blown. I know I'm like going all over the place back to
No,
that.
no,
But
no. But
like, I'm just like, yo, like, I'm so amped up for this year. I'm so amped up. So
that's
exercise
lit.
is good. I'm grateful. I just have gratitude. I digress.
That's so lit. That's so lit. I'm so glad you
Yeah.
discovered all of that because
Like,
that's
I'm like, come on. Like, are you like the fact that I have this much of a free schedule and I'm not like what am I doing?
mm,
Like,
mm,
I'm doing, but what am I really?
hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
No, yeah, this is so good.
it
And
was very good. I'm so
yeah,
like I have so much fire and like just spewing out of me right now. Like I'm so excited. I
yeah,
can't wait to get back to New York. I can't wait to come to Excel and train because I'm doing all of it. I'm like
yeah,
I'm right here. Like use all these points. I don't even
playing with
care.
it.
I don't
No, you
care.
like, nope, no more playing. No more playing with it.
Oh no.
No, I mean, I think the part when you say about like, hey, this is when until you can do it, this is when you start like using resources, like my friend, what I'm saying, I can stay on her couch, what I'm saying, I can drive you, I give you some gas money. Like this is when we can't be afraid to, yo, this is what I'm trying to do. I need help you
Hmm.
know, when it comes to even with like family, just having who are the people that you feel that if you hit them up, like, hey, I'm just, what I'm saying, I'm letting you know about my dreams, like, just in case I ever hit you, like, just know, like, it's for real, and I'm not playing. I'm trying to whatever. I got to get to LA. Can you help me out with whatever? I'll take, just being able to say that and or who those people are, you'll be surprised people be wanting to help. People be wanting to help, and because nobody would ever think to ask, like, I'm needing money to go after my dreams. I ain't asking for no money to pay no bill or like, you know what I'm saying? This is different. And then when you hear that, if you have stuff already, just be on ready. to be able to do that versus, it's like I'm scared to ask or like I don't know, or you feel like somebody's gonna and then all they can do is say no. You know what I'm saying? It's fine. Say no. Okay, hey, well, at least I'm going. And then when you see me, then you're gonna like, oh, I saw you. Yeah, I made it happen. I'm gonna make it happen. I would love for you to help me with my dreams though, whatever that looks like. If that it's a friend in LA, can stay on the couch or, like whatever. Meal, I can help cook, whatever. Like you just start figuring out those little things. So don't feel like you just have to have it all on your own. And I'm somebody that's really hard to ask for help, but when I was dancing, it was like, hey, I need help. Ah, how we gonna get this? How we gonna get these flights? How we gonna know? But then a bunch of group of dancers, we all pitching in together to get the hotel room because we got to get to this gig in New York, and I gotta dance with Ashanti like that. I don't know how, where, I don't know how we gonna get there, where we gonna stay, but we gotta get there, and that was the mission. So we didn't have no money, we ain't had this, we ain't had that, we ain't had no, we know what we were saying, but we gonna get there. Cause we gotta dance with Ashanti. Like that was, you know what I'm saying? It's in retrospect, it's like how the Super Bowl should feel, right? So you figure it out, and I don't know who we stayed with, how we made it through, but we made it through. We did Good Morning America, we did BET Awards, we did all of the radio shows, and like, oh yeah, we was there, it was lit. But we was in a suite at a hotel. We was eating free breakfast food in the lobby of the hotel. You know what I'm saying? My cousin let us stay in the basement. Like we just was grinding because we was hungry to the point when you didn't have to do that anymore. But now you see, like, yeah, let me start thinking now, figuring out if I'm gonna need to hit somebody or, figure out my game plan. And if you got it together, people will be like, here's $50, here's $100, here's whatever. That helps. And you put it on the side if needed, or you just start thinking about it in that way. You might have enough, but you can still ask for help just in case. So I like your game plan. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, Indy. Okay, next.
Hey
Um,
y'all. Oh, who wanna
When
go
I say, hey,
first?
y'all.
Hey.
you, you want to go first or
Okay, yeah, I can go.
okay?
Sorry, man. Hey. Yeah, this around the time I get off my other part-time job around 8, so I'm usually not gonna be on camera because I'll be driving. I'm looking at the
It's all
road.
good.
But yes, I thought this was a good exercise. I feel like I've had to make this decision before at least like twice, or something similar. Like I got to get somewhere because I want to get there and go to an audition. My life exam has been like going to an audition, but I'm at a point. It's just yes across the board. Would I accept the offer? Yes. What are we talking about? I am going to accept the offer. Yes, I am. Do I have somewhere to stay in LA? Like if I know remember the example was audition, rehearsing in LA. Yes, I have between 3 peers whom I could stay with, who I know who I've stayed with whenever I go to LA, who have offered their home, and like when I go, I try my best, like how I'm sure everyone feels. Like I can help cook a meal, or I'm like, I got $100 or $150 to give to you if I'm gonna be out here for like 2 weeks because I'm raising up your utility bills. So, you know.
Oh, she laughed on the utility. Yo, I got $150 for you on these utility bills because I'm raising it. Yo, oh my God. No, that is so real. That is so
Oh,
real.
Oh, I don't know what happened. I don't know why I went away.
Oh no, you good. We was
That
like,
was
yes.
crazy. Huh? Okay. Yes. But I was saying, like, I try to put aside like a little funds because if I can, you ain't gonna get an Airbnb for 2 weeks for $100, but I can get my friend 100, 150 towards their bills. That can really do an impact for somebody.
Yes.
So I always try to put that aside. And sometimes they'll take it, sometimes they won't, but I do make sure that that's available because that's just real life, you know.
Mhm.
So I would have that as an option to be out of LA. I have within, I know one of our questions before we started this program was like one of our strengths and weaknesses, and I said I want to be more like astute with my finances. Um, but I really try really hard to like get like my credit card debt like really low. I do have a nice line of credit, and I leave it open for like those emergencies.
Come on.
So I said, you know, I am grateful. I do have a community within family and my chosen family. So my friends, who if I did ask to contribute towards a flight, but if nobody could, I'm swiping that Visa card. I have it.
Come
I got
on.
enough on the credit line. I can get it. Um, and I made sure that's why I made sure I paid it because I'm like, for anything like this, I want to be able to, if I got to do it, I can. Um, so I already looked up flights, like he got in the little document I sent you. I looked up what flights were on Southwest or Spirit, you know.
Mhm.
So there was some, if I was leaving from Atlanta tomorrow, there's a Southwest one way to LA for 260 something, and then one from Spirit that was 290 something, you know. So I just looked it up.
Mhm.
I can swipe the card for that. I still have a lot of room left.
Good.
Cool. So
Very
I
good.
get out there. I would chose to do it one way because I'm assuming if we were thinking about this Super Bowl, then we would have to get back to New Orleans for tent rehearsal. So I chose to do it one way because I would have to fly myself back more than likely to New Orleans because they would want to work the job as a local hire.
Mhm.
So I assumed that they would want us back by the 6th because you got to have tent rehearsal or at least maybe one field rehearsal possibly. I don't know if they're able to do that. So they probably would get us back on the 6th and maybe have a tech or field rehearsal on the 7th or the 8th because the show was on the 9th. So I looked that up and saw a flight from LAX to New Orleans, and that was like 290 something too as well. So I'm like, that's cool. I can do that. I currently live at home. I moved back in with my mom to, you know, be company with her, help her with the house. I'm blessed that I have a mother that emotionally and morally supports my career. So definitely supports me leaving the home. My part-time job, this after school academic tutor job, they know what it is. When I get their stuff, I'll be gone. And they literally hired me in the middle of filming The Color Purple. And I told them, I said, well, if I were to get this job, I would not stop doing dance work. And I was like, please let me know how you feel about that. They emailed me back the next day. They said, that's fine. I said, period.
Period.
And that's why I have stayed with this job for as long as I have. But this year I do want to transition out of it.
Mhm.
But it has been, if I have a dance job, I just tell
Yeah.
them the day before that I'm not coming in today. All right. They knew what it was. So I'm blessed by that flexibility.
Mhm.
So I would, you know, take my ass off. And then I have two family friends in New Orleans, so I would have somewhere to lodge there as a local as well.
Mhm.
So for the scenario, it would work out. In between that time, I probably would have gotten a check from the tutoring job, just like how the payroll runs, like
Mhm.
while I was out. So that would have been nice to. I know that would be nice to get some liquid cash in while I'm out there. But I would just try to be as frugal as possible. Um, as others mentioned, you know, I would grocery shop, wouldn't try to eat out so I can make meal preps. You know, I'm
Mhm.
thankful to see. I would just have to use my credit card, but just use it smartly. I'm not gonna be out there balling.
Yeah.
But I would have access to take care of myself.
Yeah.
But I do know I finally learned to ask for help. You know, Kiki, when I went out to LA, what was it, in November for that one audition? I was like, man, should I ask? And when I did ask, like my friends showed up for me. So I know that I can also do that as well. So it would work out. And it's so important to have community, and I really do hope that everyone on this call has community like that, to where you can feel free to ask, and they will support in the best way they can. Even if you gave me $10, baby, that was the $10 to get my MARTA card or my BART card out in LA. You get my, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck with me. Like, they'll still help you. So I've learned that it is okay for that.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure in your life you've helped somebody, so it's coming back to you. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm. No, that's amazing. And I think I'm gonna help y'all out because what you don't know is if let's just say you're working as a local, so you're going to LA to work. They're gonna fly you to Super Bowl and then fly you home. But you can request, hey, fly me to Georgia, Atlanta, instead of flying me back to LA. Because LA technically is my home because I'm working as a local. But when Super Bowl is over, they're flying everybody back to LA. But there are some people that's like, yeah, nah, I don't want to go back to LA. I want to go to New York. I want to go to Miami. I want to go to DC. I want to go to Atlanta. Or I don't need a flight. I'm gonna stay in New Orleans. Great. So now you didn't have to pay for your flight from LA to wherever, from LA to New Orleans, because they're gonna cover that. Because technically, you booked on the job as a local, so they have to fly everybody from LA to the job because the job is in a different state and city. So you will save some money there. That is like a bone I just threw. So you're like, oh, okay, I saved a little bit. So it's like, oh, we're working as local, but they ain't gotta pay for that flight, but they ain't gotta pay for that other one way. So you got, and they're gonna play, and they will pay for you to go home. And if you saving them money, that'd be the other part. You'd be like, oh, I'm saving y'all some money. Y'all ain't gotta fly me all the way back to LA. You can go and fly me right to Atlanta. You can go and fly me to New York. You can fly me wherever. If I don't have to fly all the way back across the country, then you saving them money, and that's a bonus. They love you. Like, oh my God, oh yay, thanks. You know what I'm saying? What's your name again? Yes. Remember me, how I saved you some money. Okay. So yeah, so y'all got a little coin saved there, which is great. India, she good. She like, shh, even more. I don't even have
I'll use those points elsewhere.
save my points. Yes. Save my points. That's good. Okay, next. Go ahead, man. I know you was going to go.
Okay. So when I looked for everything, I started with like the flights and everything. The cheapest flight I could find it was like $456. That was with Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
I could have went Spirit, but
By the
by
time
the
you
time
have
I
your
would have been
carry
paying the
on in the
same.
seat and
I
your
would have been paying the exact same thing.
they said they're gonna stop that too, FYI. Yeah.
Okay, see, even better.
Yeah.
And then I don't know anyone in LA because I've also never been to LA.
Mm-hmm.
So, the cheapest hotel room I could find was for that amount of time that we would be there would be $2,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I went and just found like a small little Airbnb, the cheapest one was like 996.
Mm-hmm.
So with the hotel room that's 2,000, if I put aside like 150 for me to like just for food and things like that I would need, that brought my total to like 2606.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I just did the Airbnb, that brought my total plus the 150, it brought my total to 1602.
Mm-hmm.
So after like looking over everything, and then I factor in the stuff about New Orleans, but you said the only thing I will probably have to find is like somewhere to stay in New Orleans because I've never been there either, and
No,
I don't really know. Oh,
they have to cover that. Anything
oh,
once
okay.
you leave home, it's on them.
Mhm.
They got to take care
Oh,
of travel.
okay. Well, scratch all that. But yeah, 2606 and 1602 were the totals.
Okay.
Um, Looking at that right now, like with my current like circumstances, I wouldn't be able to. But that would also be a risk I would be willing to take.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like just to get there. Even if it's where I get there and I gotta figure out what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do once I'm here. Okay, let's figure that out when we get there. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Figure it out.
that's pretty much.
So for you, I would say before you leave, you should already. Who else is going out here? Who else going this audition, or who else is working as a local? Like
Mhm.
start inquiring just amongst other people. That's how you kind of start to build your own community. But like, I'm pretty sure if you got booked, other people that might have gotten booked that are
Yeah,
going to work as a local. All right, where y'all staying at? And then the Airbnb thing is like, well, can we all come in, chip in together?
together. Yeah,
And figure out something. So solutions I think for that would be trying to get
just build the
ahead.
community.
Like okay, let me find out who's going on there. I mean, with social media, not that you got to broadcast that, but the whole idea is that you have to network and start building outside of like dance class so that when things like this happen, you know about or hear about, okay, ooh, I met such and such the other night, woo woo. I wonder if they're working on a gig and just start asking. Because if they don't know, they know somebody that knows.
Yeah.
And you start like, hey, just reaching out to see, if you be interested, we do. And I'm telling you, it's a common thing. So it ain't gonna be something that so everybody trying to save money, everybody trying to get there, everybody trying to figure out their living situation, everybody is trying to save money. So we pitching in together. This is gonna work, and we all trying to do Super Bowl. So for you and really everybody, but for you for sure, based on what you just said, that would have been my next, like, okay, who else is going out there? And then if it ain't nobody going out there, who already out there,
Then yeah.
or not even out there, but like that's coming from other places, because I would assume everybody isn't from LA, so maybe there are other people in other cities that are coming to LA, and then reach out to people that's out there and ask them, do y'all know of anybody that is coming to rehearsals or is getting an Airbnb that's looking for, it normally used to be like anybody looking for a roommate, but y'all would say you would say anybody looking for to share Airbnb or hotel, whatever, doing rehearsals. Reach out to production. So whoever booked you on this job, okay, they have been emailing you and whatever communication, like, hey, I'm working as a local. Do you happen to know any other dancers that are on this job that are, that are coming in from wherever else and working as locals? And maybe they know people, the choreographer, just start doing your best to reach out to people, but also try to solve some of those issues so that you don't get to the like, okay, I'm gonna figure it out when I get there. And last resort, figure it out when you
get there.
God, you brought
if all else fails, figure it out when you get there.
I'm here, so I need help. Just guide my steps. Put one foot in front of the other.
Somebody will be here.
Somebody gonna show up. Like, oh yeah, you can just stay with me. I'm gonna. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Man, so but it's good though. I'm glad you see kind of like where you are. I mean, that's not bad, honestly, considering you'll make that plus, you'll get your money back on the back end. It's always the back end type. The whole industry is that you make money later. You do all the work in the beginning, and then you make the money later. So getting to the point where you want to work consistently, but if it's a situation like, okay, this is where I'm at right now, I'm gonna figure out how to try to get there, but I need to get a roommate, or I need to get some people to pitch in together. As long as you know the game plan, that helps, and then you'll just try your best to get through it. And then you'll meet people, make more connections, so that if and when the next job comes up and it's the same thing, now you got a rapport, and you got other people you can contact that you've met from this job and the next job. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, so everybody's making it happen. I love it. Yes, next.
I'm gonna go ahead and hop on because mommy did.
No, I wouldn't need to. Oh my
It's
God.
so quick. I promise you, Keontae. The point is, and I'm driving. I'm going. That's what is happening. I'm going. I made the decision. I have the corporate job, but I also have the PTO. It's either going to be the PTO or the leave of absence. Which y'all going? Am I going to take the leave of absence or the PTO? What do y'all need me to do to make it happen? So that's what I'm going to do. I found a Southwest flight for $248, leaving on Friday at 5:30, getting it to LAX at 9:30. I only did a one-way. I have friends and family in LA. Just like I said, have a little, I'm making your bills go up. You feed me, let me feed you. So I have money for them to show appreciation. I have friends I went to college with that live in New Orleans, so that's taken care of. I will show them that same courtesy. So I'm just gonna go and just, make the dreams real. Okay.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's easy. You like
That's
That
easy. My daughter, thank God for a wonderful support system.
yes.
My mortgage and everything is taken care of. Everything is in line. Obviously, professionally and at home, making sure I cross my T's and dot my I's. So
Mm-hmm.
when I'm gone, I can focus. I'm not splurging because I'm there for work. I'm not there for play.
Period. No, that's amazing. And that's a beautiful situation too. That's a blessing because, like, sometimes it's hard to get to that point to be able to like do anything, but you you've done that work. And so that's gonna help so much when stuff like this come up and you're like, oh my God. You're like, no, yes, oh my God, okay, here we go.
But I
Ready.
saw that foot tapping I was doing at my desk. Don't do this now. You
They're gonna be like, "Ooh, you doing this?" Yes, honey. I'm by. I see y'all. Catch me on well, I don't know what station it's gonna be on.
right.
I'll see y'all next week. Catch me. Yay. I'm gonna be crit walking, whatever.
All the things.
Swag surfing. Okay, yeah. Well, yours is good. That's awesome. Okay, go ahead, Keontae.
Okay, okay. It's so good hearing all you guys stuff. So inspiring, you know. But mine's like, well, doing this, like I think India said, yeah, this definitely like made me more grateful about the situations and things, and like um so yeah, I also realized that like I've always realized it, like dance is kind of like a luxury career. I feel like all the entertainment stuff, like acting and all that stuff. So like in my mind, I'm always knowing anyways, like, in this gig by gig. So like I've always be like trying to save money when I'm doing stuff anyways, like so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because I know. So anyways, when you said it, I didn't look up the flight that night, but I looked it up that next morning. And yeah, I don't know about y'all, but I hop on a Frontier flight and I found one for $88. And yeah, I found one for $88. It's leaving at 2 p.m. on Friday and I'm gonna get there at 5 p.m. So I already booked that. Like I ain't even book the flight. The
Yeah.
flight is booked. And as far as staying places, like I do have also probably maybe two people I could ask, but I have one friend that definitely like lets me stay at her apartment and she's like never there. But so like she'll let me stay at her place and I'll offer to pay her. Sometimes she won't take it, but I definitely will still give it to her. So let's just say she like if I gave her like 150 a week, that'll be like $600. So that'll be that. And then I was thinking about like food and Uber and all that stuff. That would probably be like around another $600 for the 3 weeks or so.
Mhm.
So that's like $1,200, $1,300 just for the food, stay, and the flight. But I feel like I have that to spend in the beginning if I'm not going to see money for 3 weeks. So that's
Mhm.
why I'm like, cool, cool. So I'm like, yeah, I can do that. This is easy, cool. And then I looked down and I was like, oh, I forgot I got something else now going on. So then I'm like, so now I have to find out like who's gonna watch the baby.
Mhm.
So I'm like, maybe I have to like try to look around for a babysitter or something for like see if somebody can be in my budget for like 250 or 300 a week. I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Hopefully, because I don't have the support system like that. So like, I
Mhm.
have to be ready to like spend money for him to be watched.
Mhm.
So if it's if that's like 250, 300 a week, then that's like another 1,200. So I'll basically be like working 1 week for free.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's the dream job. So that's what I'm gonna do. Basically work 1 week for free. I can do it. It's still gonna come out with more money than I came in with at the end of the day. And
Mhm.
I didn't know about the other stuff. I was about to say, I don't know what I'm gonna do when I get to New Orleans and all that stuff, but you already answered all of that.
Yep. So
So I
that
don't have to worry about that. So
And I think for y'all, another bonus would be if you are, let's say you get there and y'all start working, it's like you work a week in a whole. If they on it, which normally they probably would be, you consider this is like top tier type of job, then payroll would be set up to where the following week you'll get paid for the week before. So you might get through the second week and that Friday, hopefully you are receiving some type of check or feel like they might do a check or direct deposit or something like that. However you had it set up. If you wanted, it direct deposit, more than likely that's how they have it set up for. That's how they had it set up last year. That you'll receive that by that Friday. So in your mind, you're like, okay, if I can just get through, if it's 3 weeks, if I can just get through the first 2 weeks, and hopefully I can recoup a little bit by the end of the second week. That normally they would be on it. I can't see them going 3 weeks without y'all getting any payment unless it's just completely like all over the place and they not organized. But because it's a SAG job, technically it shouldn't take that long. It should at least be by the second week you're getting paid. So, I mean, you hope for the best, but you prepare for the worst, you know what I'm saying? Just in case that doesn't happen, you just have to be okay. But hopefully you get something, you see something by that second week. But okay, that's good though. I mean, $88? That's from Atlanta to LA on you said Spirit?
It was on Frontier, but I
Yeah.
don't know. I think they might do like extra bag too, but it's like I
Yeah.
think like the last time I flew on Frontier, I think it was like an extra $70 to like bundle for a bag and a carry on or something. I don't remember. So, but yeah,
Mhm.
it was only $88. So I was like, gotta get that.
Are they like the new Spirit Airlines or something?
uh, I don't know, like you mean like the way people look at it.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I just know that it's one of the lower tier ones.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
If
Okay.
you, I think it's like you got Spirit,
And then
and
it's
then
Frontier.
right above them is Frontier.
Yeah.
But you take your
I've
chances
never.
on both of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just depends on what you like.
Look, the
Yeah.
planes is fine. You ain't take no chances. The planes work and they sturdy.
It's
My
That's all I
mom
be needing. So they
loves
really don't.
My mom loves Frontier. Not even gonna hold you. So when you say Frontier, I'm like, that's the one that my mom says the praises for whenever like she actually, because we visit family in LA all the time. So LA and Denver, and she's always like, yeah, Frontier is, but we have to drive over the border to Buffalo, New York to take a
My
Frontier,
hometown.
you know? But yeah, they might be a step above Spirit, but the budget airline is, you know.
Hey, do what you got to do to get where you got to get there because I'm cool with it too. So I would say for everybody to just start if there is somebody that potentially would want to stay with or you have a contact or somebody. I'm saying LA because LA most of the time is a place people have to go to work as a local. But I would start thinking about that now and reaching out to them just so that it's like on their radar if ever, what I'm saying? I don't know when or if ever, whatever, but I'm just letting you know or asking, if that is cool. And then they might be like, oh, you can just let me know whenever, it's that. It's like, okay, so just remember now that it might be 6 months or a year from now. But I'm just letting you know when I get the call and I have to work as a local, can I hit you up? Is that okay? We can work something out just so that I've made that type of introduction and this doesn't seem random or like I'm, blindsiding them like, hey, yeah, I would definitely let you know. Like, oh yeah, just let me know. Now, if that works out for me during that time, if I don't have any guests, woo woo, at least I'm aware and I know versus I ain't never knew that you wanted to come to LA or never thought that you would ever ask me that. It seems weird. No, it shouldn't seem weird because I hit you a year ago and told you if ever I got a job and I had to work as a local, I was gonna hit you up. So I'm here. It's happening. I'm doing the Super Bowl. Can I stay with you? So yeah, so I would do that for sure, Keontae. And then really everybody, but I know you had mentioned it about, hitting somebody in LA. So yeah, but other than that, and then of course, finding your village. I think that's a huge part, and that's one of the sacrifices that we were talking about, especially, being a parent and still pursuing your dreams, that's not going to stop you, but also we understand also where we are and certain things that are happening in the time span that is happening, but you are adjusting and you're still moving forward. So get the help if you can get it. People would love to help, and obviously people use trust, okay? Because you're like, I ain't leaving my baby with anybody now. I brought Kennedy with me. It was a choreography job, but I brought her with me. She was little to LA, and I brought her to a convention I did teaching, So obviously it's a job, depends on what the job is. But I definitely was like, I was breastfeeding. I was like, yeah, but I gotta go get this check. So you coming with me? And yeah, it's like, oh my God, yes, bring her. It was a teaching job, but it was like a convention. So I just made it work for me at that time because I'm still working. My job requires me to travel or this opportunity that I don't want to turn down because I need the money. Yeah, come on, we're taking a trip together. Figure that out. She was free, so it's like just spin it in her lap. And then I think I had a choreography job. I feel like my mom may have come with me at that point, but it just figure out what works for you, and you just, hey God, look, this my situation, you know what it is. And pray on that and just obviously have discernment when it comes to that, because there was times when I had to leave her and I was like, oh my God, my baby, my baby. Oh, man, so yeah, so I don't over stress about that either, but yeah, all right, precious. Yeah, girl. We got you.
Oh, thank you. Another thing too, Van, I don't know if you right there, but there's a lot of Facebook groups for if you're looking for housing temporary. Like people are like, oh, I'm renting my room out for 2 or 3 weeks and stuff. You just gotta like already be kind of on the
Come
messaging people and stuff too.
Duh. Of course they have a Facebook group. Ugh, I don't even know why I didn't think about that. That's so smart. Yes. I'm pretty sure anything y'all probably need and want, they got a Facebook group for that. That's good. That's good to know. And then yeah, just finding the community too. I mean, I'm thinking about even with the like with for sure, I was like, where all the mamas at, or whatever it is that you specifically are like trying to find, just go after that space, and then they'll definitely help. But yeah, Facebook group roommates, perfect. So people be subleasing and what's the other one? Sublease, is it sublease or yeah? Because sometimes Airbnb is it's just getting ridiculous with the fees. Um, but if you have like a dancer might be on tour or gone and they're trying to sublease their room or their apartment. So look out for those because they'll probably be like, yeah, what you got? I'll take it and have that stuff situated. LA is like notorious for that anyway, because everybody is like it's apartment life. So everybody has in and out, rooms to rent, because of the auditions. It's just like the culture of how the dance community is. Everybody's from everywhere coming to LA, right? So you're gonna be able to find somebody that will be able to help you out with whatever you're trying to do. You're not the only one that's flying to LA as a local trying to figure out where they're gonna stay and how they're gonna get around. It's a bunch of other folks doing the same thing. So you're not alone at all. It's way more people trying to do the same thing. So that's a good thing. It's a common ground out there. Okay, yay. All right, go ahead, Melisha.
Okay. I realize everybody's in Atlanta, so I'm like, what are these prices that y'all are finding? Because I'm in New York. So I was like 400, almost $500. Um, do I have it? Yes. Would I spend it? Yeah. Like I would do it. So that's not a problem. But I was like, 188. I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe I need to be in Atlanta right now.
Like,
But
fly to Atlanta and fly. I don't know what I'm saying.
yeah. But yeah, yeah, so my flight would be around $500 estimated to go to LA, but luckily I know a few people in LA from a program like intensive that I did like 2 years ago, and I'm still connected to some of the people, so God bless. So I wouldn't really have to worry too much about where to stay, but again, like everybody was saying, with the Uber and then the food and stuff, so I would say like $600 and stuff there. So we looking like maybe 1,200, 1,500. But I do have a dog. Um, so yeah, I
Mm.
do know people that would watch him.
Yeah.
And the price, I'm actually going on vacation soon, and someone's watching him for only $80, and I'm going for like a week. So not bad, you know. The only
Yeah.
thing is like his food, so his own expenses is still gonna come into play.
Yeah.
But I already have that to the side. Everything's ready. I'm blessed that I have somebody to watch him. I'm also in full gratitude about my job too, because they know. They know.
Hey.
Okay, because literally, even when I went to the room, they knew that week. I was like, guys, I'm not gonna be here, so we got to figure it out. And we figured it out. They
Yeah.
know. So I'm in gratitude with that. Like, I don't have to worry about losing my job over something like that, because everybody is well aware of the career that I'm in. And very supportive, always like, when's your next show? Yeah, so you can see me on the Super Bowl if you let me have this few weeks off. So let's not play. But yeah, so it was very eye-opening as well in terms of like finances. Even though I'm able to do it, I did see like it would be a tight space for me up until I got paid. And it's one of the things that we spoke about, like even on the one-on-one, like I would procrastinate on stuff because of financial things. And it's not that I can't do it, I just have to be a little smarter about my money, which is what one of my goals of 2025 is.
Mm-hmm.
Just be a little more aware of what's coming in and then what's coming out, and where exactly is it going, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we be mindlessly spending. And if we're trying to chase a career like this, where you do get a call and you have to go this place tomorrow, you gotta have the money. You gotta be able to do it. You gotta be able to figure it out. But yeah, so I would go. It was just still eye-opening to see like how I need to move going forward to make that a little more comfortable for me to
Yeah.
go. Um, Instead of me like kind of hyperventilating the first week or so, but then being good and still being there, But I'm gonna do it regardless. We gonna be there.
Yeah. We're gonna figure it out. No, I mean, this is great. I mean, the whole point is not like this is fiction or like hypothetical. This is real. I mean, as we speak, okay, like there's somebody having to ask somebody to stay with them because they start rehearsals tomorrow and they need to sleep on the couch for the next 2 weeks because they're not from here, but they gotta work as a local. Like it's not so like that'll never happen. Yes, it's gonna happen all the time. I cannot think of, I've lost count of how many jobs I had to work as a local. When you get that, first of all, like I said, when you get the opportunity, you have to weigh, what does this look like? Okay, what is this job? Oh, it's a movie. They're gonna be shooting for 2 months, but you gotta work as a local. Okay, 2 months. So I just gave y'all 3 weeks. Now we talking about 2 months. And I'm gonna be easy on you. I'm gonna say, let's say Atlanta's easy, but I'm saying, okay, nobody's from Atlanta. Everybody's not from Atlanta. Okay. But the job is in Atlanta. The movie's in Atlanta. Okay. You got to work as a local for 2 months for a movie, though. It's a movie. So, this is like, yeah, it's no brainer. You know what I'm saying? So y'all are now automatically in go mode. Like, yeah, no, okay, cool. Okay, so what are we doing? Okay, so I got to figure out where to stay. So now your mode of operation is just not, you can't get comfortable and think every job you're going to do is just going to be where you live. No, it's going to be somewhere else, maybe. Ideally you want it to be where you live, but sometimes it's not. If it's Miami, if it's New York, if it's LA, wherever, in our minds, I'm already computing me having to go somewhere else to do the job that I've been dreaming of. So yes, the job is in Atlanta. It's 2 months, and this is real. So the job booked all these dancers in LA and told them, y'all have to work as locals in Atlanta if you want to do this movie. Of course, they're like, yeah, we doing this. We're going to figure this out. We're going to go get a house and we're going to rent it out. And we're going to, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get together and we're going to put our money together. And yes, and we're going to we're gonna figure this out because we're gonna do this movie for 2 months. Because I know this movie is gonna pay me scale for a weekly rate, and then I'm gonna get residuals. So you can already have your mind. Y'all don't have to go back to like, I wonder if I should. It's always gonna be, how can I make this work? Okay, what is the job? How much is it paying? What's my situation? Where am I located? I'm doing all those questions, but at the end of it, it's gonna be fast. I'm already on the computer looking up airlines. When does it start? When I got to be there? Okay, I need to figure out where I'm gonna stay. Our mode of like operation, it just changes. So even in desperation, I mean, there were jobs I was like, I gotta figure out how to get there. I don't know, but I gotta do this job. And we all just trying to work because we knew this artist was amazing. And it wasn't a TV, it wasn't a movie or a tour. It was like, I'm trying to do this live show, and they got a bunch of stuff coming up. This artist, she about to be out of here. She's gonna go on tour. She's gonna do that. I just need to get there so I can just get on these shows, and then after that, they're gonna take care of me because they're gonna have to take me wherever else after. So you do your own, like, okay, does this make sense for me to try to make this work? If it's, whatever, this is a job, it's a choreographer, obviously make it make sense for you. And if it's in your capacity to make it happen, you do your best to make it happen. And then money is important always. I'm not never saying like, oh, just don't worry about the money. Yes, worry about the money, but also sometimes don't let that be the yes or no answer either. So yes, we look at the money and we see what it is, but I'm also looking at the opportunity. I'm looking at the relationship. I'm looking at what can I get from this, even if the money ain't what it's looking like it should be. What is the situation looking like? Okay, who is the choreographer? What's the artist? What's the project? What's the whatever? Will this make sense for me to do it? Because sometimes the money isn't as valuable as the actual thing itself. It's like they ain't the same, but they never not working. I feel it. I feel like once I get on this gig, we out of here. And that's what ends up happening. You might get on a job in the beginning that's not paying the rate Dancers Alliance that they're supposed to pay, but I know once I'm on, I know that they're never going to stop performing. They're never going to stop touring. They're never going to stop doing live shows or appearances. And if I can get in the camp, if I can get connected, then this is going to make sense for me. Then it's going to say, oh yeah, it was worth it, me figuring out how to get to LA to work as a local for this live show, because now I'm about to be going on tour. It makes sense. It makes sense. I know the live show rate wasn't, but now I'm going on tour, because, and then that's when they pay for everything. You good after that. So think about the bigger picture most of the time. How does this look for me, right now, what my situation is, and is this worth me trying to make it happen? Sometimes the answer might be no, depending on who it is, what it is. And then the other times it's gonna be like, yeah, this is it. I need to figure it out. Um, and not to say that it won't come back around either. I always tell dancers, like, don't feel like, oh my God, if I don't do it this time, it's never gonna happen for me. That ain't the case. It's gonna come back around. It's gonna come back around when it's supposed to, when you either are ready or you are in a better situation, or you now understand what I had to have done or do when I couldn't do it. Now I'm in a different position. So it's never oh my God, I missed out. No, it's not that. But it's also letting you know, like, okay, you see, so it's possible. You getting a taste of, y'all practicing, but this is real. Somebody might get a call for real, like go to LA towards local, okay. So it's really happening. It's going to happen to you. So you don't have to be shocked when it does, or like, oh my God, I can't believe they asked me if I yes, no. That's how this works. It's not the job that is always convenient in a city that you are in. Mm-mm. It's gonna be, yeah, I gotta figure out how to get to Miami for this opportunity. Right now, there's an audition, I think, in Miami for a job, and people are going to Miami. They don't know how, where they stand, whatever, but they going. They going to audition because they want to dance. and then we'll figure it out once we get there. Like, but I'm going to this audition. I'm driving to Miami. I'm flying to Miami. So get used to that. That's normal for what you all are trying to do. It it's like not likely to feel that you are just gonna be where you are and not have to go somewhere to do the thing. And it's not often or all the time where they're gonna fly you to do the thing. It's like, here's the thing, are you coming to it or not? If you haven't moved there or if you're not, local there, then you're gonna have to go to it. So if I know like the BET Awards or the Grammys or all these award shows and performances and festivals, I'm gonna have to at some point probably get there because it's not where I'm at right now. So if I know Rolling Loud Miami and I'm in another state, I'm trying to do Rolling Loud Miami, I got to get to Miami somehow because I know they're going to be booking dancers. I know BET Awards is in LA. I got to get to LA and just be up there. They book dancers up until the damn day of they're still looking for dancers. So I just got to get there. I can't assume I'm going to always be given opportunity where I'm locally and assume I'm going to get booked just because I'm dope. It's like, no, okay, yeah, but everybody dope out there. Everybody's dope. So now we got to get to the thing so that I can be in the mix of all the dope people, or I can get the opportunity to get booked right then and there. Work with multiple artists. They be needing folks. They be like, who's available? They be running out of dancers. They run out of dancers. So if I know that, I'm hitting it. And then just being okay with the stress of it all. It's stressful. It is like just y'all doing the exercise probably gave you anxiety of figuring out how I'm going to make this really happen. And knowing that it is a possibility, knowing that you can do it is like half the battle. In your mind, you're already ready. I'm on go. I'm always on go. I'm always prepared to be like, okay, as a dancer, you gotta be ready. You gotta be like, okay, I might get a call, or I might it's an opportunity that's gonna show up. It's a tour that's coming up. Am I ready to go audition? And if I get booked to go on tour, that's a real thing. So those are all kind of like situations, thoughts that will come up. You may or may not have actually gone all the way through and thinking it through, but at least the exercise can kind of help get you in that direction. And if you aren't ready yet, you can start getting ready. You can start figuring out, okay, well, shit, in the next 6 months, BT Awards coming. Okay, BT Awards is lit. I definitely want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever. Somebody's festival rolling Coachella. Okay, that's a good one. Ooh, Coachella. When is that? That's in May. That's like, yeah, that's like Super Bowl for the artist. Okay, so we definitely want to do Coachella. So now I'm like, all right, let me figure out how to get ready for Coachella. I just need to get out there so that I can just be able to audition for whatever. Once you book it, I know they rehearse sometimes. Like you gotta just gotta play it all out in your mind because you're gonna see how it starts to work, and then you get like a little rhythm. But we can't just sit and not be ready for those types of like situations because again, we have not even stepped foot into the dance studio. I'm not talking about no dancing yet. I ain't talking about no A counts. We haven't gotten there. We're still in the getting to the thing first. Getting to the thing first. Okay, you've done it. We're doing the training. Y'all been in class. I ain't worried about that. Getting to the thing first. How we getting there? Y'all about to see all these folks do these performances, and nobody is gonna tell y'all, oh my God, it was like 5 people in my apartment that was sleeping on the couch, on the floor, had somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all ain't gonna see none of that. All y'all gonna see is, oh, we killed it, Kendrick, and that's it. But we stayed with somebody auntie, we like slept on somebody's couch. I barely made it to, I don't know if I really ate for real, for real. Like all of that's happening right now. Trust, all of that's happening right now. So that will be for you too. At some point, for something, you'll be doing the same thing. And more than anything, just getting prepared for that part outside of the like getting clarity. And I know we talked about like getting clarity on what it is that you want, the sacrifices of all of that that's going to show up in some form of fashion, just getting mentally prepared for, you know, preparing for the worst, hope for the best. That's just going to be always in the back of your mind, like, ooh, just gonna prepare for the worst, hope for the best. It sounds really bad, but these like really bad things, they really do happen. Like you'll be on the job and rehearsing, and then it gets canceled, and it's like, huh? Canceled? Yes, it's canceled. Postponed. They say postponed, but it's really canceled. So getting mentally prepared for those types of things and honestly understanding all of it sometimes is for a reason. The networking is a big part of that. So just keeping the networking aspect, even in the midst of all of the stuff that you might be dealing with, building those relationships, like we talked about. There is no getting through this without having proper relationships that are good and solid, or at least, somebody can always say something good about me or refer me. And if ever an opportunity comes up, what are they saying about you? Like, what is the thing that you want people saying about you? So you start figuring all that out now. So, like, when you start networking outside of class, start networking, practicing some of the stuff that you may be uncomfortable doing, like we talked about, figuring out what those things are and start implementing that like daily, weekly, especially with social media, getting more intentional on who we're trying to connect with, whether it's a choreographer, dancer, creative director, you know, casting director, getting um getting comfortable in that part, figuring out what your personal networking thing is. Everybody doesn't have to be outside like that, but if you are one of those like, well, I don't really, then you need to figure out how you're gonna be connecting to these people via whatever method, whether it's social media, you got your stuff from emails or DMs. If you are in a social setting, being able to have conversations. If you on set, like figure out that networking piece, and practice it as often as possible so that you just get better. And then one of the other things that before we end tonight, I wanted to just kind of touch on was a lot of times most dancers just, well, I'll say in the last 10 years for sure, we have missed the mark about, feeling like, oh, I don't really know everything that's going on. Like if you, like say for instance, Super Bowl, if you aren't signed, then you just don't know about it. And clearly we know that that's not the case. Everybody is finding out information more often than before. So when I was a dancer, there was no social media. So nothing's being posted, or you had to have an agent to like figure out what's going on, what's happening, what's the auditions. But now y'all don't have to have an agent to necessarily work per se. Like I don't want dancers feeling like, oh my gosh, like I'm never gonna work if I don't have an agent, or I'm not signed, so I don't be knowing what's going on. And I just be like, no, like now because of social media, you know everything that's going on, just like the agent is the agent and a dancer that's signed. So use what you have to get the information. So obviously social media, networking, meeting people, connecting with other dancers, figuring out ways to get through the back door if the front door locked. I definitely have slid through some back doors to get to situations that I probably shouldn't. I'm like, I don't know how I wound up in this audition, but I'm here. And, you know, that's just the hustle part. This is a hustle. It ain't no like cookie cutter, like, oh, it's just everybody do it by the books type of job. No, everybody trying to figure it out. So if I can get in the back door by somebody referring me or know me, or I'm doing it. I don't care about no agent, none of that. So don't feel like because you don't have an agent or you're not signed, or I live in another city, so I don't really know what's going on. No, everything is out in the streets of social media. So this is your actual agent if you don't have an agent, your phone. Okay. Your phone is your agent until you have an agent. And then even when you do have an agent, the phone is still gonna be your other agent. Okay. So we got two. Okay. So you want to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do, whether it's making sure all your stuff is together, if it's your headshot, resume, whatever your stuff is that you want to submit, because you're gonna have to have that stuff anyway if you had an agent. So go ahead and start getting the stuff that you need to have an agent with. Oh, I need to have my headshots done. Oh, I need to get my resume. Or I need to create my little reel or whatever. I got to get my Instagram page together. So when I get submitted for stuff, it's together, it's ready. You don't have to wait until you finally get an agent to all of a sudden do that. Doesn't matter. Because then when you get the agent, there's no guarantee that they're going to be doing that for you or putting the work in. You still have to put that work in. So when I think about jobs like the Super Bowl, or a tour, or Coachella, or whatever, y'all don't have to wait until you hear about it from somebody. Like, you already know Coachella coming up. They actually got a list out already, I think, of the artists that are performing. I'm already on it. Who choreographed for that person that I want to dance for? I'm already on their page. I've already, like, what I'm saying? We go back to the delusional stuff. I'm already obsessed with that person, that artist, the choreo, or whatever. So now I'm just getting ready for my opportunity. I'm going to create my own audition. I don't have an agent, so I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to get my stuff together and be able to submit. Hey, oh my God, I love your work. I would love an opportunity to audition for you if ever you have an audition. You know, Coachella, if you do whatever, I'm sending my stuff over. I'm doing that because I already know this is somebody that I want to work with, and don't rely on the excuse of I'm not signed, so I won't be able to ever dance for this type of artist or this type of what? No, it's not the case no more. Y'all, it's free game. It's like everybody all for themselves, and it's easier to get booked through social media now sometimes than it is with having an agent or somebody that's like repping you. A lot of choreographers are actually on Instagram more and scrolling and looking and liking. That's how they're finding people that they want to work with or talent. So you can be your own agent. You don't have to rely on saying, oh my gosh, I need to be signed in order to have an agent. Now, when you do get the agent, what are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the relationship, the partnership, the business outside of I can dance? Okay, so that's awesome. What else? Because the agent is also like, hey, if I'm gonna be working and submitting stuff for you, what are you bringing to the table? What have you done? What are you working on? What's your stuff? What's it? It's like, oh, I ain't really done nothing. I haven't really been well. How we getting signed? Why we what? No. What are we doing? Oh, I don't already work with such and such. I didn't send my stuff to her. I didn't talk to such and such. I connected with such and such. I've actually done Coachella. I actually submitted for this audition. Like I'm in motion. So they're like, oh, okay, that's looking like I can do something with this. I can work with this because now you bringing something to the table, and it ain't just the agent doing all the work. No, it's both of us doing work. So always keep that in mind as you start getting into the space of like, yeah, I'm preparing. I want to be signed and I want representation. I always think I want representation because this is what I'm bringing to the table. I've already done this, and this. I've already prepared this. I got my stuff here. I contacted such and such. I've already, let this dancer know that I'm doing that part. So when it's time for me to get agent, it's not a like, now I got to go work. It's too late. Now I gotta go put in the no, I should have been doing that before I got there. Do that now so that by the time you get to the agent, they're like, this is easy. Like I moved to LA and I had only done a movie and a video, and the movie wasn't out yet. So there was nothing for me to really show. And I had like done a movie, and then I danced this little thing like a Hawks, and it wasn't a lot. So, they was like, I mean, let's do some stuff first, and then let's have circle back. You're good, but you know, let's put some more work in. I'm like, okay, so I'm out in LA. Hey, what video, what showcase, what artist, what choreographer need? Like, I'm out in these streets because I need an agent because there was no social media. So if I'm trying to work there, I don't know nothing that's going on. That's the only way I'm gonna get information. So, and they was like, I mean, yeah, but let's see some more stuff because this ain't enough. This ain't enough. So it doesn't matter about your dance skills and all that. You gotta already be working. And I think that's the biggest misconception that dancers think they're gonna start working when they get the agent. And it's the opposite. It's no, I'm already working. I'm gonna help y'all out. I'm gonna bring this to the table. I'm gonna bring more value to your agency and your company. I'm gonna, make y'all look good because I'm the shit. I am lit. I've done this, and this, and I'm working on this. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I need other people to help me get into other places. It's a partnership. So everybody thinks, oh my God, I'm gonna start working when I get signed. No, no, you're not. If you ain't working before you got there, it doesn't work like that because then they're not necessarily pushing you because you not pushing your own self. So I'm always going to be pushing myself first. And then if I need help, hey, by the way, I would love to be signed. But if you don't, it's all good because I'm gonna keep going. I'm still gonna be working. I'm still gonna be busting my ass. I'm still gonna go above and beyond. It's not gonna stop what I'm doing. And I'm not waiting and sitting at home and like scrolling and seeing all the stuff that I want to do. I don't have an agent, so I guess I can't do. No. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm hitting them artists. I'm hitting them directors. I'm hitting them managers. I'm sliding in them DMs. I'm my own agent until I need an agent or have an agent. And then it's even better because now I feel like I got a team. So it's not just me. If you go in with that mindset of like being your own agent, if you don't have an agent, that will help propel you faster. If that, I mean, and everybody don't necessarily want an agent either, but if that's something that you desire because the industry has made it seem that that's the only way you can work, if that's something that you desire, just always understand I have to do the work first. And then that part will kind of make itself, available. But if I'm assuming all I got to do is just go train and just take class and then I'm going to get signed. Mm-mm. Because nowadays, most agents, especially in LA, like they don't really have to do a lot of work because most of the dancers are already they're like booking themselves. They are connected to the choreographer. They're connected to the artist. So it's not like the agent is like hustling, trying to get them a job. It's like, oh, you already worked with them, so now it's easy. It's like there are certain dancers the agent ain't never submitting them. The dancer is just telling them, hey, I just got booked on this show. Here's the manager's info. I just got booked for this video. I was already connected with the choreographer. I've worked my way up to those positions. If you switch how you think it works, that's going to help when you start getting into those opportunities. And then all of a sudden you're signed. All of a sudden, oh my gosh, yeah, this is easy. I'm already doing the work. So do the work first. Do what you need to do. Figure out what that looks like. Don't set your sights on the agent versus like me being able to do it on my own and get to the level that I want to get to. And then this is just the asset. It's just like it's going to help me get more opportunity or reach into another aspect of my career. But it's not the end all be all. It's not, I ain't gonna never work if I don't have no, it's not that. It's just an asset, it's like, okay, I got a little extra help, but it will not dictate my success. It will not tell me, oh, I'm never gonna work because I've had the agent in I've been in every agency. So I'm telling you, it has no merit on the type of performer you want to be, type of dancer you want to be, the type of like just person you want to be in the industry has no merit on it. So, that's a relationship that's important, but it does not dictate whether or not you are going to work or be successful or have a great career. I mean, that's a mental thing too. So I wanted to just kind of touch on that before we wrap tonight. Just going into this whole conversation with pretty much getting your own shit together. Like, okay, I got to work as a local. So what that looks like for me. Because if there is no agent involved, you would be doing this. There is no travel agent. There is nobody else that's like maneuvering this. I'm responsible for trying to get myself there in my own job. And the better equipped you are to handle that, whew, the better you will be able to hang. And it won't feel like, oh my God, I haven't even gotten into rehearsals. We hadn't even talked about rehearsals. Yeah, oh, I can't wait. Can't wait till we talk about rehearsals. But yeah, so congrats to all of the people. I know some of y'all came on a little late. We just kind of went through the whole exercise. And if y'all watch the video, you definitely can do it too, from the last class, but just pretending like you got booked for Super Bowl as a local though. So you got to figure out what that looks like for you going to LA and, figure what is that? Everybody's situation is gonna be different. Some people got jobs, husbands, wives, dogs, kids, financial this, points, no points, live in this state, this city, like all that. Like really figuring out that part is important. Even though it feels like, oh, this, it's kind of a reach. It ain't a reach. You gotta leave. Well, y'all, it was on Tuesday when I said y'all gotta leave Friday, which is tomorrow, and rehearsal starts Saturday. So yeah, what does that feel like for you? It's like, oh, that's a little, I don't know. Or you might be like, shit, let's go, I'm ready. It's your own, it's no right or wrong. And it's okay to say, I honestly would not be able to do this right now. And then just figuring out, okay, but I do want to be able to do it. So what do I need to adjust now? How can I start planning now? Who is my go-to people? Who is my village? Who can I hit for, hey, you got $5 you want to put GoFundMe? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm trying to go after my dreams, support my dreams. You'll be surprised. People follow you and love you and like they will be honored to like, oh my God, hey, here, let me give you $25. Shit. You about to go to the Super Bowl, whatever. Don't be don't be scared. Don't be scared. I'm telling you, don't be scared. If you really want it, you're gonna have to do that. Hey, who need a roommate? Hey, who want to go in together out in LA? Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get Airbnb, but it's looking funny. So who can I sleep? Whose couch can I stay on? Or whatever. Everybody's situation is different. I just want you to just explore that because it's a real thing and it will happen. It may not be Super Bowl, but it's going to happen to you. It may not be LA, but it's going to be somewhere that you don't live. And you may have more time. You may have 2 weeks notice, or not. Look, Lenata, when did y'all have to go to that Mary J. Blige audition? I don't know. I think I told them on whatever day it was, they had to be there like 3 days later because you don't know the information. You know what I'm saying? You waiting on information. They not saying the time. Like it's all of that. So you just have to make up in your mind, like shit. I don't know. I got to get there though. I'm gonna figure it out. So yeah, so that's kind of an overview for tonight. And then we will pick back up on Tuesday, and I want to go into I want to go into auditions, but I would say homework is like it's homework, but it's like you need to just do this anyway because I'm gonna tell you to do it. Um, Figure out what are your looks like if you have an audition coming up for a rap artist, if you have an audition coming up for a movie, which they just had for a movie, or it's a period television show, meaning it's like between like it's in the 60s. I don't know, I'm just making up. Or you have an audition for a pop artist, or this is a heels audition. Like you should start knowing already what your go-to thing is so that you are not figuring that out the night before. Like, oh, what do I wear? Like I mean, I made the first round folks do it. I said, hey, you need to take a picture of the look so that you know exactly what it is. I mean, it would be great if you had it on so that you know what it looks like on. You just already kind of have an idea and you don't have to be guessing. Because if it doesn't work or it works, you need to know that. It's like, this look, I mean, I was thinking about wearing this, but I don't know. Is it gonna rip? Is the pants too short, tight? Is my bra top? Like, is this the look? If I go full out, like what is it giving? Am I gonna be worried about that kind of stuff? Like you just want to be as polished as you can before stuff like that because you ain't got time to be trying to figure out what this looking like when you're dancing in the audition. It's too late because now you're worried about the shirt and you can't even focus on the steps or your pants ripped or like, ooh, these ain't the shoes. I can't give what it need to give because these ain't the shoes, because you just decided to wear those and you've never worn those to a class or whatever. Like figure out what your look is. I'm talking about everything like are you what's your signature thing? Are you the one that's going to come in with the red fedora or red baseball cap and your thing is whatever. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to if you from a certain city, you want that vibe in the field. Like what's your thing? And then outside of that, once you start the audition, how are we see you, so now what else? How are you gonna what's your thing you're gonna do to stay in the room, or what's your thing you're gonna do at whatever point that this thing I'm gonna do when I get in here because it's my thing. It could be a move, it could be a trick, it could be something that is signature for you, and if you don't know what that is, you need to start figuring that out because that will absolutely begin to set you apart when it's time. So when it's time for me to like have my moment, I have to make sure they don't forget me. So what's the thing that you're gonna have so I don't forget you? That you're gonna be memorable. The look could be a memorable thing where I'm like, oh my God, who was the girl that had on the pink jacket with the do and the whatever? Like the girl with the ponytail and the red lip, you know, what's the thing that's gonna make me remember you if it's not just the look and then the thing that you're gonna do that's gonna be like, oh yeah, that's the one that always twirls and splits, or he does the backflip, or they done like the leg, whatever your thing is. For me, it was always, I want everybody to know I was from Atlanta. In LA. I'm from Atlanta. So you gonna know that when I finish this freestyle. It's not gonna be a question. You're not gonna, I wonder where she's from. No, I'm from Atlanta. I'm gonna make that be felt. So what if you from Miami? Like you gonna know I'm from Miami, wherever. It's that is a thing. If you are something that is signature, so that every time it's not without a question. I know what you are giving, and yes, I can do this style and that style or whatever. I can dance, but it's like outside of that, what else? I kill a heel, kill a heel, or like I mean, I can do 20 turns. I don't know. So you gotta figure out what your thing is so you can work on it, and also be committed to it and get better at whatever that is. Whether it's the look, whether it's, what's the vibe you want to give. If they're saying come as your own personality, we not just putting on anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is that? Take the time and effort to do that, because that's gonna help if you start booking whatever that is, you're gonna you want to lock in it, and then you want to do that every time. And you probably have to keep doing stuff until you figure out what works. Like, oh, okay, when I had this on, and when I did this look, and we'll do it, I got booked. So okay, what was that? Because we need to lock in on there. So sometimes it's trial and error, but you gotta just start, and then you gotta be committed to that. I know it's like extra effort sometimes. Like, oh my God, I gotta get a wig, or I gotta whatever the thing is, we have to figure it out, because you're going in to get a job. So, we gotta really put effort into that. The same effort you would put into going to the 9 to 5 interview with somebody at a company that not to say that you don't want to work there, but you definitely got suited up, cute or handsome, or to go to this interview for this job at this company with the vice president or the president or the manager. You didn't roll out of bed. You didn't just throw on anything and talk about you want them to hire you. You got your stuff together. So it's the same concept with the audition, but even a little bit more, because you really want to dance or you really want to book it. So taking this little extra effort to figure out what your looks are and really locking in on it, having variety and options, if it's a period era of a television show or a movie. Okay, so if you got to be in the 60s, what you gonna wear? What you gonna look like? Have you researched this? So that's your homework by Tuesday, to figure out what those possible looks are. Again, y'all don't have to take pictures and all that, but that's on you to do if you want to. It would behoove you to do it so that you can just be ready and oh shit, I already know what I'm gonna wear. This is the look. This is what I'm wearing. This is how really say what it is. Shit, I'm auditioning for whoever this artist is, and this is what I'm gonna wear. If it's Taylor Swift, K-pop, or I don't care, whoever you want it to be, but just be specific to the lane, be familiar with the genre, okay, if it's a certain type of artist, certain outfits we wouldn't wear. Okay, if it's a Disney show, Nickelodeon, wouldn't come in wearing no clothes. I'm coming in looking like, hey, next girl next door, guy next door, high school, High School Musical, whatever, dressed the part. So I've done kid shows, and I was grown as hell. But yes, I'm doing this kids TV show. So I know what you guys like, color and looking youthful. So not doing makeup, it ain't all about the hair. So just keep that in mind. Just think about all aspects of the jobs that y'all said you wanted to work on. So we talked about a little bit of that. Well, who are some of these artists? I'm pretty sure you're getting your vision board and all that. So who are these people? Okay, Chris Brown. What you wearing to that audition? Start thinking about that now. You don't have to wait. It's gonna show up. Somebody's gonna be, it's open call. Josh is posting about it. And then you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I already know what I'm gonna wear. I'm ready. So do that. And then if you have questions about you don't know what you will wear, that's when you research. That's when you start going to YouTube University and look up some of these artists, dancers, who's already on those jobs. What are they wearing? What do they look like? Then I would get something similar to match something like what that artist dancer looks like, because I want to dance next to them. So if he got on this, then I need to get in that vein of what my look should look like for this audition. If this, whatever. So start doing that. And you don't have to have every single look either. It don't have to be 20 different looks. No, it's really just basic this is a hip hop look, this is a sexy vixen look, or this is, a pop, this is a young look, I want to look like I'm in high school, so just have those different options already. And even if it's just an idea, it don't have to be like super defined detail, but you definitely want to get an idea of what that is so you can already know, yeah, I definitely can't wear these pants because this ain't it. I thought this was going to be the move, but it ain't. But yeah, and then figure out what your signature thing is, whether it's your look or a move or something that yeah, when I get up in there, this is what they're gonna see. This is what I'm giving. Okay, all right, cool. All right, so that's it for tonight. I will see you guys on Tuesday evening. Bye. Have a good night.
Hey, Kiki,
Have a
may I
good one.
stay on to ask you a quick question?
Yes.